What's going on? MourN here, and today we're going to talk about the meta, the PvP meta shakeup caused by this ore, the Starlight Shadow ore. And as you see, it's on Morgana, and there's a very important reason for that. Morgana is a special mage in this game. She has both the highest base speed and the highest attack in the game. Now, what does that mean when it comes to meta? You build her with Meryl's gear. You build her for speed because she has this ability, this active called Starfall. And at level 5, it increases the damage by 180%, disarm chance to 35%, which in itself is a very good, very high chance, and a very good ability because it does stack with silence. And most importantly, it provides a 100% chance to seal the enemy's passive abilities. That sealing is not a CC. That sealing is 100%. It will always happen. No discussion. And why does that make her meta? Because meta right now is based around Meryl going first, Sarah silencing, which is a passive, and Margret then burning your team into oblivion because Meryl oftentimes doesn't kill your team. It's Margret. There are many times that I've been playing and Margret, I'm winning. I have clear advantage on the battle. And then Margret gets a heal off Matthew heals Margret, or Margret gets an active off, and then Margret puts 6 dot stacks and nobody survives 6 dot stacks from Margret. It just doesn't happen. It's very frustrating. It's very, very annoying. And the team that I'm currently running is Sarah, Meryl, and I switch between August and Randall, and Morgana, and Michelle. Now, as you can see, Michelle has no ore. She's not geared very well. So it's really hard for me to put her where I want. I want her in slot 1 because I think she is best in slot 1. She has nice base stats, and I would rather her be in harm's way as opposed to Sarah. But right now, when I take out August, I run Sarah in slot 1, which is not ideal, mind you. The other change is the Shattered Symbiotic ore. At first, I thought this ore was going to be superior on Randall because Randall has a chance to do his active, hit all targets. Then if someone dies, he then does another active hitting all targets. So you have like multiple chances to stun. However, it is far superior on Sarah because I misread the text. I thought when they attack, you had the chance to stun. But it's not attack. It's whenever damage is dealt. So everybody else's active is going to be followed by Sarah's passive ability. And that's going to make her... That's going to make her hit them again. And her passive does do damage. So then you have another chance to silence and stun. Pretty nasty. The players that I'll be testing against today are going to be Tingle, Lex, Reaper, Sage, and Ryan. Now, Reaper and Sage, I'm about 50% on now because I actually finally rolled a speed gear, and with speed I'm able to make my Meryl faster than Reaper, equal to Sage. However, I'm about 50% on Sage when I attack. When Sage attacks me, I'm 0%. Sage just wrecks my world. But that's okay because I'm not running the old meta anymore. And Tingle's team is special. Like really special because Tingle's Meryl isn't even like super speed based, yet it still just wrecks everybody. It's fair. Her and Ryan's team are both built incredibly well. Let's go into this, and I will. This is how I've been doing it, and I don't have great gear on everybody. I only have good gear on my main 3, and then Randall and Michelle don't have very good gear. Randall's gear is a little bit control rate, and I use the old ore that I used to use on Sarah. This is versus Tingle. Now, as you can see, what am I missing? I'm missing all of those Margret dot stacks. those stacks that normally would have caused me to lose the match. Everybody's silenced or otherwise. Nobody's doing anything. And now it's just a waiting game. I did get hurt. But with the ceiling, only 3 heroes even dealt any damage. Now this team can lose. There is still an RNG factor, and some stuff can happen. Unicute being the first pet now becomes even more important because she can Unicute can actually get rid of the ceiling debuff because the Unicute removes a debuff, not a CC. But this does wonders because you stop Sylvia from countering, and you stop her from healing. And in a long game, when you lose a lot of power, Sylvia can cause you to lose. Margret somehow managed to stay alive, but Margret didn't put any dot stacks. Or maybe, yeah, she did. All right, so that is something also worth explaining. You don't want to build Morgana all out speed, all out like attacky. You want to make her more defensive build, control rate, speed, and then like hit points, fortitude, control resistance. Actually, control hit point. So you really want control rate, control resistance, and speed. Those are the 3 main stats you want on Morgana. Because when she does her initial, she will, before her ceiling takes effect, it will proc Margret's damage, her stack, depending on how much damage you do. But as you see, I didn't really deal any damage. This is an RNG. I'm going to lose this one. Well, maybe. And this was the other reason why I wanted this is why I don't want Sarah in front, because I don't want her taking damage. She's more important. I just don't have the right gear on Michelle right now. And this actually works out well because then I'll end up winning after the seal goes back off. Normally, traditionally, with a Margret, you wouldn't be able to come back from that. That would just be it. That would be game over. Test against Lex. Lex has a really high control resistance. Meryl, which works out well in Lex's favor. I finally got Meryl CC'd, silenced, which worked out well. All of these debuffs that are going on there also further make Morgana strong, because at the beginning of every round, for every hero debuff, she can gain, I believe it's 10 energy. For each round, 25% chance to steal 10 energy. And sometimes it actually works on all of them. And if it does, and you happen to get this, at the beginning of each round, energy gain increased to 50. Before each round, 15. I mean, you can every other round you can active with Morgana, maintaining that seal to where they never get back into the fight, which is just devastating. Let's go down to Reaper, who is another player that was beating me pretty consistently. about 50%. And it's all based on who attacks first. His Margret is built very well. It's very good. This is just a total lockdown team. This is what I've decided is the current, that I think is the current meta within the game. Now, warriors that are fast have an advantage in this also, as they can go first and they can make Sarah proc her silence on Morgana, and then then it just goes on Margret doing her thing. But what makes this is why it's important to build Morgana with resistances. She needs to be able to resist these CC effects. If she resists the silence, that one time with Sarah is not going to matter, because then you're just going to lock the team down. Albeit it could be later, because I believe that Sylvia's speed is 18 higher. So it's a real stretch to be able to catch that when you factor in all the gear. But this was needed within the game because the meta needed shook up. It was stale. It's boring not boring. It's awful. Awful is the word I want. That Margret RNG is what's costing games. That's it. That was the only thing causing anyone to lose. This looks like it's a high CC Sylvia. I don't know what the CC rate on Sylvia actually is for Ryan's team. Let's see it. Can't. And Ryan's not in my server, so I can't actually go in and look at it. But ideally, I think this is the team I'm settling on for now. But I do fully believe that we will be moving to a off or a meta. Because we're not going to need some of these heroes. I don't really think that Michelle is necessary. I think there is actually a better hero over Michelle that has more synergy within the entire team and provides more CC. But CC is the way to go in this game. Locking a team out from doing anything, it's the deciding factor. And that's all possible because of Morgana. Morgana's word soup of a active ability, which is possibly the best active in the game. The only issue that I had with her before was it wasn't possible for it to happen. She's very squishy. That's where she falls. She is very squishy. So I knew she was always going to be good if I could get the active off, because then it just stops. But by round 2, with Meryl in the team, Margret has already thrown on like 4 to 6 stacks, and you're just waiting for yourself to burn out. Going into round 2, and it looks like, yeah, we're in round 2. Round 2. Now the matches we're finishing in round 2 or 3 anyway, and that doesn't matter. So that didn't really change much, but this team can actually go longer because the biggest issue that you're having is the CC is not taking effect. And I'm fighting Ryan again because Ryan clearly has a nice CC build, which affects how the game is how everything goes. And right now, even if something happens and it's purged the ceiling from Margret, she has no hit points to even put a stack on me. It's fantastic. I'm so happy the meta is finally shifted. Now, the one person that I know I can no longer beat, because through discussion today, he went ahead and reset a bunch of heroes and a bunch of stuff to up his Morgana, and his Morgana is faster. And without a good Randall RNG, and I didn't get it. Now all of my stats are sealed. So I can do nothing except lose. And he went, I believe he went full on like tankiness for his mare. He still runs Margret, which I don't think he should, because as you see, there's no stacks. Like I have like 0 stacks. Oh, I finally have. She has been effectively useless. Yeah, she's effectively useless. I mean, Matthew, okay, but you could even put in another dark hero to try to go with that. But it's still, this is, it lets you keep Margret in. I know Margret's near and dear to everybody's heart. And this ore was the fix we needed for Margret because it wasn't a direct nerf to Margret. It just gave you the ability to use other people's skills. And you see in this one I won because of that wonderful ability that Randall has. So Randall has the ability that at the beginning of a battle, he will hit a random target. It's not his attack, but it will be a random target at the beginning of the very first round, and there's a chance to stun them. And if you stun Sarah or Morgana, and you have a Morgana, you're going to win. This is very RNG dependent, and this is in no way, shape, or form stable. It's not consistent. Who am I hitting first? Oh, I hit Morgana again, but it didn't work. He didn't CC my Morgana, so now the game. Well, now it's gonna be really interesting. Ooh. Little advantage there at the end because if that Meryl would have hit me again, it would have been game over. And even getting Margret still did nothing. Anyway, that concludes the video for today. I just wanted to show the meta shift because I think it's important. If you like my videos, please like, share, subscribe. If you think there's another hero that's going to work better with, please let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to test it out. I have almost all heroes at A5 at this point. Thank you. Have a great day.